Some of these use cases of ChatGPT are actually going to blow your mind, and I guarantee you are going to use some of them, if not all of them. By the way, I have gathered over 1,000 prompts and curated the ultimate ChatGPT guide. So if you want that, check out the link in the description. So the first use case that I absolutely love and use a lot is asking ChatGPT to make your text in a different voice format, whatever you want to call it. So an example here is, make this text more formal for an email. I got a family emergency, so I won't be able to come to work. I will be away for maybe around 5 days. Please let me know if that is fine with you and how I can make this situation better. So as you can see, this is basically just putting out your thoughts out there without thinking about anything how it sounds like, or not even caring about the grammar. And this is now what ChatGPT actually managed to generate from this text. Dear, insert the name. I hope this email finds you well. Unfortunately, I have a family emergency that requires my immediate attention, and I will be unable to attend work for the next 5 days approximately. So as you can see, it's absolutely mind-blowing, the fact that I could just put in this within, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then it generates me this email that is pretty much perfect. And this would probably have taken me 10 times longer than just putting this email. So it's absolute time saver, and honestly probably even written better than I would actually write it. Next use case is, I think, one of the best ways to use ChatGPT. I honestly don't know why not enough people do this, but it's basically interacting with ChatGPT as if it is a human, as if it is a teacher or an expert or whatever it is, but basically having a dialogue. So just to give you a simple example, let's say I want to test my language skills. So can you test my Spanish language skills by asking me questions? And as you can see here, ChatGPT gave me a few different questions. And let's say the first question is, ¿Cómo estás hoy? And okay, I didn't use Google Translate, by the way, for this, but I do know what it means. So, okay, number one in English means, how are you? And it tells me, yes, that's correct. ¿Cómo estás in Spanish is the Spanish equivalent of how are you. So this is obviously very simplistic example, but you can really ask specific questions and give you different exercises and so on and so forth, give you maybe multiple choice, whatever you can really think of. So you can use ChatGPT as your language tutor, which is absolutely mind-blowing. If you're finding this useful so far, make sure to check out my social media for other very useful tips, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, all of the links down below in the description. Next amazing use case is simplifying things using ChatGPT. So in this example, let's say I am asking ChatGPT, what is quantum physics explained like a 5-year-old, or maybe for a 5-year-old? Quantum physics is a type of science that helps us understand how really small things like atoms and particles behave. Imagine you have a toy box with tiny building blocks inside. Quantum physics is like trying to understand how those building blocks fit together and make everything we see around us. It's like a secret code that helps us understand the tiny world that is too small to see with our eyes. So again, something such complex thing as quantum physics explained in really a amazing way, honestly, to explain this. So you can basically use this to explain any difficult subject or a subject that perhaps you just don't understand. And if you still don't understand certain things, you can just ask ChatGPT to elaborate or put it in different words. Next amazing use case, and again, I use all of the time, is to summarize text. And basically what you can do is you can give ChatGPT, let's say, a long blog post and you just want to get some main ideas, or As I did in this example, I asked ChatGPT, give me the best ideas from the book Atomic Habits. And by the way, that's an amazing book. If you haven't read it, do read it. I will leave a link down below. Let's say we just want to get some of the main ideas to see if it's worth for us to read the book before we actually do so. And as you can see, it gave us the key ideas. Small habits lead to big results. And then it has the explanation of what this means. Make habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. The 2-minute rule, so it gets very, very specific. Environment design, the 4 laws of behavior change, the identity, behavior feedback loop. So honestly, this is absolutely phenomenal. I would probably struggle to even summarize this book so well myself. And obviously, if you want, then you can ask to expand on a certain point, so on and so forth. Also, go to aitools.io if you want to find the best AI tools out there, all categorized and ranked for a specific case. Link down below. Next use case honestly just blows my mind. It might not be something that you will use every single day, but it's so much fun to play around with. So what we can do is we can ask ChatGPT to write us a story. So as you will see, in this case, I asked, create a story about a digital nomad named Will lost in Bangkok, which is what I am currently, in a style of Guy Ritchie screenplay. So I'm making this a little bit more interesting to write in a specific way. If you know Guy Ritchie, all of his movies, they have very specific feeling for them. And as we can see, this is what it generated. Will, 30s. Actually, how does it even know my age? A rugged and adventurous digital nomad stands on the deck of a ferry boat, lost in thought as he looks out over the bustling city of Bangkok. Okay, that's pretty good. I came to this city on a whim, chasing the thrill of adventure and the promise of endless possibilities. But now I find myself lost in its maze-like streets, searching for a way back to the familiar. And then it even shows you cut to Bangkok street. Will strides down a busy street, his backpack slung over his shoulder, his eyes scanning the crowd for a sign, a clue, anything that might lead him back to his hostel. Suddenly he hears a voice calling him out. Mysterious man, hey you, looking for a good time? Will turns to see a shady looking man dressed in silk suit, gesturing, so on and so forth. So this is actually really sort of well written, and obviously I asked for a very simple screenplay. If you put in more details and things like that, the different styles you want, so on and so forth, you can really you can develop a really good story. And you can even combine this, by the way, if you want, with some other tools. I'll try to leave some recommendations, but there are tools that allow you to combine different images and videos using AI. So I've seen cases where people generate a story like this and then create a book out of the story and actually make a bunch of money. By the way, I have created some content on different business ideas using AI, so I'll try to link that as well. Next, really useful feature. Again, I feel like I'm saying this about every single use case, but they are all really useful. So what we can do here is ask for different ideas. So let's say we're filming YouTube videos, it might be Instagram Reels, it might be anything, it might be a school project and you just need some different ideas. Give me some viral YouTube video ideas in the fitness niche. And as you can see here, it's giving me different ideas: 30-day ab challenge, at-home workout for beginners, full body HIIT workout, yoga for stress relief, how to do a proper push-up, 10-minute full body dumbbell workout, so on and so forth. So these are actually not too bad, and obviously I can always expand on these. One thing I will note is that ChatGPT has information only up until 2021. So if you're asking, for example, for certain ideas from something a little bit more recent, or even the other use cases, you want information that's more recent, be careful that you don't use outdated information. And actually, there is another tool that is basically ChatGPT with superpowers. It has up-to-date information. It gets information directly from Google, what is being out there on the internet right now, and it has a bunch of additional features as well, so I will leave a link for that tool. Another very useful case is to use ChatGPT as your personal trainer, as your expert, whatever you want to call it. So for example, here I asked, tell me 5 best exercises to get a six-pack, and as you can see here, it generated me a few different ideas, and it actually even gave me a pointer that achieving a six-pack appearance also requires a proper diet and reduction of body fat to reveal the underlying muscle definition. So that's actually a very good tip, that just exercise isn't enough. It's actually all about calories. And then I can ask, okay, create a workout plan from using all of these different exercises. Here we got our day 1, we got plank, 3 sets of 30 seconds, hold with a 30-second rest in between the sets, Russian twist, bicycle crunches, day 2, so on and so forth. And obviously you can customize all of this. You know, you can ask to suggest different exercises, or you can ask to divide it in different days, so on and so forth. And you can be a little bit more specific. So here I asked, you are a fitness expert. So I specified that, okay, you are a fitness expert, perhaps you are a professional runner, you are whatever professional swimmer, depending on what you're looking for. Give me 5 best exercises to get six-pack. I am looking to build lower ab muscle. So becoming a little bit more specific. Obviously this is still a very simplistic prompt, but as you can see now, we got a little bit more advanced information. And here another question I asked is, write me a short guide how to lose fat. And here we get a few different ideas, such as create calorie deficit, eat whole nutrition dense food, so on and so forth. And then I asked to give me some uncommon tips how to use fat, to go in a little bit deeper. And here it's just intermittent fasting, which is actually great. It's something that I do right now. High intensity interval training, get enough fiber, so on and so forth. So it's actually giving me pretty good tips. So again, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but basically you can use this as your personal trainer. Do make sure everyone's body works a little bit different. So I wouldn't say that use this 100% as a personal trainer and don't consult anyone. Don't rely 100%, but you can get pretty good general information because you can really customize this. You can tell your age, your gender, you can tell how many calories you eat and all of those kind of things. And it's actually going to customize all of the output that it gives you based on that information, just like a real fitness coach would do. And obviously that's much better than just going to Google and finding that generic information that is not really optimized for your specific case. Next use case is getting some contradictory ideas. So I quite like this one because it really makes me think about things a little bit more. So in this example, I asked, give me some contradictory ideas why I shouldn't care about my calorie intake based on science facts. And again, this is a very simple prompt. You can go more in depth. Do you want it to be based on something and not just, tell us some crazy information? So as you can see, it gave me some things of why I should care about calories, but then also gave me some of the things that actually might contradict the sort of mainstream perception of calories in, calories out. Individual variability, calories need to vary based on factors such as age, sex, weight, height, physical activity. So that's pretty good. That's actually something that a lot of people actually don't consider, but it's something that you actually really do need to consider. quality over quantity. So there's so much discussion in fitness world over this, because for the longest time everyone was just saying that calories in, calories out. However, now people are starting to contradict that and talk more about the quality of the actual calories. So I think this is great just to provoke different ideas that go sort of against the grain, but do make sure to actually fact check some of these things, especially if you are going to post this somewhere else, because some of this information might not be really correct. So let me know what are some other use cases, what you use ChatGPT for that you found very useful. Leave them in the comment section. Let me know. I have actually a lot more use cases that I use ChatGPT for. So if you want another video, do let me know in the comments. Check out aitools.io for the best, the newest AI tools, all categorized and ranked for specific cases. Also, check out my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok, all of the links down below. If you found this useful, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, and I'll see you soon.